I have spent so much money trying to force my hair to be something that it's not. And I think a lot of us wavies do this. We buy products made for curly hair just because the internet tells us that we need more moisture, heavy creams, oils, masks, leave-ins, and then we wonder why our hair looks flat, greasy, stringy, or even stretched out by day two. So today I am decluttering a bunch of hair products that no longer serve my actual wavy hair type, and I'm going to explain why these products didn't work for me anymore. And to be clear, some of these are good products, great in fact. They're just not good for my hair type. Hi guys, welcome back to La Paz Bound. So if you're new here, I'm Nikki, and lately I have been on a mission to simplify my wavy hair routine, stop wasting money on unnecessary hair products, and really figure out what actually works for my fine wavy hair. And before we jump in, I know that some of you mentioned donating some of these products. God, I have so many to women's shelters. And I think that's a great suggestion. And I did reach out to a few places, but I never heard back. And unfortunately, places like Goodwill, they won't take opened hair products either. And some of these products, they're older, they're expired. So at this point, realistically, a lot of this stuff is probably just going to have to be tossed. And, you know, that's another reason why I wanted to make this video as well, because overconsumption in the hair community, it's real. And I have accumulated way more products than one person could ever reasonably use before they expire. So I'm not going to go through all of the products on my declutter and keep list, but I would like to point out a few and explain why they don't work for my wavy hair. So first up are the really heavy moisturizing and conditioning products. And a lot of these were marketed toward curls and dry hair. And years ago, I assumed that if my hair was frizzy, that meant that it needed more moisture or conditioning agents. But what I'm learning is that my fine waves, they get overwhelmed very easily. Let's start out with the As I Am Coconut Co-Wash, because this product really represents the mindset that I had about my hair years ago. This product is very conditioning. The ingredients are centered around slip, softness, and moisture retention. And that's great for curlier hair types, but it lacks the structure-building ingredients, those amino acids, the proteins, the stronghold polymers. Co-washes, they're designed to very gently cleanse and maintain softness and preserve moisture. My waves didn't stand a chance from the get-go when I started out with co-washes. And it's why I'm getting rid of the Diva Curl no poo and low poos in one condition as well. So next up on the declutter list are the Jessie Curl Touche Conditioner, and then this Shea Moisture Smoothie. And if you watched my last video, you might be saying that I am contradicting myself because I'm keeping the Oribe mask that contains shea butter. Well, this is where formulation matters way more than a single ingredient. So the shea products that I'm getting rid of are very butter heavy, very cream heavy, very moisture forward. And my waves can't handle a heavy butter leave-in product like this smoothie. The entire architecture of these products is built around richness, softness, and moisture. And that's too heavy for my fine waves. So my hair responds better to these rich butters if they're balanced with structure and hold, like proteins and amino acids in moderation. Lightweight film-forming ingredients and formulas that don't rely only on softness and slip. Products that I can use a small amount of and then rinse out. Otherwise, my waves are going to collapse. And if you want to see the exact types of ingredients that I'm talking about, I made a free cheat sheet that I will link in the description below. Bye-bye. These next two products actually taught me something really important about my hair. Good clumping does not automatically equal lasting waves, because initially I actually liked what these products did. The Jessie Curls Rocking Ringlets gave me really nice wave encouragement and clumping at first. And then the Kinky Curly Not Today, which is a leave-in, it made my hair feel super soft and detangled, and it had such great slip. I do miss that feeling in my hair. but it's no bueno for these waves. These products, they lack long-lasting lightweight support. And I always thought if my waves are clumping nicely on wash day, the product must be working. But if a product gives me softness and slip without enough support behind it, my hair slowly starts flattening as the day goes on. So they gotta go. So that's just a few of the products that I'm getting rid of. But the theme is consistent throughout. Too conditioning, not enough hold, too soft, too rich, too airy, too much slip, good clumping but no lasting structure. Those are the recurrent themes that I kept trying over and over for decades on my fine wavy hair, and why I gave up and went back to blowouts and flat ironing for many, many years. So now let's take a look at the products that I'm keeping, the capsule wardrobe from my wavy hair, and what these products provide where the other ones were lacking. So a big breakthrough for me was realizing that I don't need one perfect product, I need systems, because my hair behaves differently depending on crazy Florida weather. I'm building flexible systems that I can mix and match. I started with my baseline Oribe products. You all know I love those. That's what I've used today. And I break down the ingredients in my last video. I know these products work for my wavy hair and they give me consistently good wash days. So I started building my flexible wavy hair system based on these Oribe products. And just like the recurrent themes with the products that I'm decluttering, the products I'm keeping also have recurrent themes. So one category of products that has consistently worked for my wavy hair is mousse. These shoe umoras, these mousses are built much more around airy structure, lightweight polymers, volume support, and flexible hold. But not all mousses are built the same. So years ago, my go-to was this Paul Mitchell sculpting foam. When I tried it recently, I got softer waves and less volume and hold. It also doesn't hold up as well to humidity. Mousses have evolved since the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And this Paul Mitchell sculpting foam, it comes from an era where a lot of products were designed to create soft body fullness and shine and touchable hair. Well, these newer mousses, they are engineered around a different goal. They're focused more on humidity resistance, lightweight structure, wave memory, and anti-collapse support. Personally, I think the Paul Mitchell foam, it gives me airy softness, where the shoe mousses, they give me airy structure. And because I don't want my waves to collapse, I'm going to go ahead and declutter the Paul Mitchell sculpting foam, along with some of my other softer, airy foams. And then there's the Dove Bond Strength Shampoo. I am keeping this one, and you guys asked for cheaper options. This is $5. This shampoo is balanced with proteins, amino acids, and strengthening ingredients that seem to really help my waves maintain better structure. So my hair feels very clean when I use this shampoo, but it doesn't feel weighed down. But I am tossing the Dove Intensive Repair Shampoo. Can you guess why? You probably can. It's in the label. It's on the name. It is more centered around softness and smoothing and rich conditioning. Although some of the ingredients do overlap, the formulation and the balance and the ingredient order, they're different. Both shampoos contain silicones, proteins, oils, and polymers, but the overall structure is different. The Bond Strength shampoo has those hydrolyzed proteins that support my wave pattern, and they are much higher up in the list of ingredients, which means the strengthening and reinforcement, it's more central to the formula. Now, the Intensive Repair shampoo, it contains more ceramides and peptides, which are better for dry, damaged hair because they provide richer conditioning. Once I stepped back and I looked at all of the products that I was keeping versus decluttering, the pattern became really obvious. My hair consistently prefers proteins and amino acids in moderation, airy support, not airy softness from mousses, a lightweight, flexible film around my hair that provides hold and humidity resistance, and lightweight silicones for controlled smoothing. And my waves constantly struggle with heavy butters, rich creams, and oils that aren't structurally balanced within the formula. Those types of products, they tend to coat my hair, they over condition it, they soften my wave pattern, and eventually they flatten everything out. I personally love the feeling of a product with a lot of slip, that silky, ultra conditioned feeling that it just feels luxurious when you're in the shower, but my waves absolutely hate it. Too much slip separates my curl clumps, it softens my structure, and it flattens my waves over time. So lately I have been trading a little bit of slip for a little more grit, texture, lightweight structure, because I know that's what helps my wave pattern actually hold up. Okay, so I'm going to finish decluttering so that you can see which products I kept in my capsule hair wardrobe, and I will see you in my next video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hasta luego, my friends.